G'day, this is Captainoob and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. This is a bumper sword. It's a sword fashioned from a bumper. See, you've got the bumper at the blade bit and then a bit of... Is that an exhaust pipe? Maybe. But yeah, that's the kind of makeshift weapons you get to use in this game. It doesn't seem very sharp, to be honest. In fact, that looks extremely blunt, but what have you. But this is not just any old bumper sword. This is called Blade of the West. It's quite like what you'd get from... Lanius, he's got the Blade of the East. Is like, you can't get this thing unless you're in like the very end game and you kill the guy. But that's what Lanius' sword looks like. He uses that, slaughters a bunch of tribesmen with it. And the Blade of the West, it looks a little bit shorter, a little bit cleaner. And the difference here is basically it's a matter of DPS. This has a DPS of 127, this has a DPS of 173, damage of 80, and the Blade of the East has a damage of 87, which means this thing's going to swing a little bit faster, which makes sense because this thing is a little bit shorter, and therefore it'd be lighter. If we're looking at a standard variant, as you can tell, there is a gigantic difference, so that can go away, so can that. And just to give you reference on how fast these things swing, because if you're watching this after a Fallout 76 melee video, you swing about like this fast maybe. You can swing these around like they're bloody weightless. It's great. And here's something, so we can go and flail like a madman and we'll just chop them right up. And you can knock Deathclaws down. You can knock them right on their asses just like that. And it gets even more crazy if you decide to use it in third person, because look at this. Yeah, these Deathclaws are not going to have a very good day. So, you might notice that I've been knocking down a few targets. That is a thing that this thing can do. And you can activate it in VATS. It's more. You get a small chance to knock them down. Does a little bit more damage at the cost of some more AP. You can also activate it without using VATS if you don't want it. And we've just sent him flying across the bloody room. Lovely. I'll get to you in a minute, mate. Just get out of here. If you power attack whilst moving forward, you do this little spinny thing. And what that allows you to do, as you can just tell, what I did right there, was knock a Deathclaw down. And that would be a very quick end for that fellow. We'll quickly sprint along here just so we can make up some time. And we'll try that versus these people. Ah, they're running away. Yep, he's knocked down. And if we're knocking them down... I don't think we can stomp them. You can stomp them in with unarmed, and it does like a shit ton more damage. That's not really the case here. But if you ever need just a target knocked down, just for a moment, whilst you focus on other things, also the knockdown can happen just with any regular old hit too. Yeah, this thing's strong. Melee didn't hold back in this game. It was great fun. So, what we'll do now is, well, I'd like to get a little bit of turbo going on in a second, but we'll see if we can deal with these three. And if they want to come back here, actually, I may as well push the advantage. We'll quickly run over here before the big ones come at us. Yep, see, there's Mummy. She does a whole lot of damage. So what we want to do is we'll find Implant GRX under I. Pop 3 of these things, and I'm going to fly like there's nothing going on. It kind of slows the whole game down, but it doesn't slow you down. It's good fun. And you'd notice right there that Deathclaw Alpha, he just jumped right in. I just sidestepped him like he was moving in slow motion, which they are. As I'll use a power attack here. He gets knocked down, so we'll leave him for the moment. If we happen to kill him by just randomly hitting him... Oh, hang on, Mummy's still around. May as well just do another power attack here. See what we can do. She gets knocked down again. She's exploded. And a bunch of Deathclaw bits remain of what this used to be a pack. Kind of wish they'd remain in packs even in the new Fallout games. But they don't. They're usually lone wolves, which significantly diminishes the threat, I think. They ought to change that in the next Fallout. And we managed to get a power attack to kill that one. And, yeah, there's the Blade of the East. East? No, that's Lanius' one. I always get these confused. Blade of the West. This thing doesn't mess around. And I don't even think I'm getting the most damage possible. If I equip a trait called Heavy-Handed, I can get another 20-ish% damage. But that'll cost me a whole lot of crit damage. So I rather would get the random crit damage to give me a ton of extra damage when I get lucky than having a small bonus to base damage. If you were potentially running a low luck build, that would be a superior choice. But me, if I go to my special, got plenty of that. And I believe one of the things this thing does is it's got a 1.5 times multiplier in the critical, so you can get them fairly often as well. So definitely not worth having. And you can grab it like at the start of the game, but get it removed later in Old World Blues if you want to have a little bit more power due to the start of the game. But yeah, this one you sort of get at the end of the game anyway if you go through Lonesome Road, which is like the penultimate DLC to leading up to the final battle of Hoover Dam, I think, as the narrative goes in this game. So yeah, definitely maybe early on, but definitely if you've got a high luck build too, you can really make good use out of this. Let's move on to the next thing. Alright, so here we are in Dry Wells again, and this fella's got a little sword. Mine's bigger than yours, mate. Your one might be on fire, but oh, I'm on fire right now. That's okay. A little bit of radiation is good for you from time to time. So we'll try to lure out the rest of them. There's one. Now, we have to close the distance here against targets who are shooting at me. They're cloaked. Not really a thing that I need to be worried about. I can still see where they are, and we can knock them down still, and we don't have to worry about aiming super precise. All of your arms and head fell off, and you just flew at the wall there. And I chopped his leg and head off at the same time. Yes, something OP. What else have we got over here? We've got Old Mate over there. I think he's firing 50 BMGs at me. Don't worry, we can tank that. This fella's cloaked. He's going to wish that he wasn't. See ya. And this one just shot me straight in the head. We're tanking that damage. We're tanking it real nice. He gets launched, and a few more chops on the way down. And look at this fella. Oh, he's brought a machete to a gigantic sword fight. We're going to knock you down, mate. We'll see how we go. I mean, if we're not knocking him down, we're getting style points for spinning around. There he goes. That's what you want to see. Death to Legion and also to ghouls. And before I forget, I'm going to top this thing up. Top its health up a little bit because we're past the point where it starts getting a little bit on the damage side and losing damage. But there's a couple of things I haven't done yet, like use rushing water. That could make it swing faster, right? Okay, so we're up against a giant robot scorpion, and we've got this puny little sword to deal with it, but maybe we'll be okay. So this is the swing speed normally. It is fast, but we can consume a little thing called rushing water. I think you make it with jet and water. It says it's increased our attack speed. It ain't wrong. So what we'll do is we'll try to get a couple of easy hits on it first. So we'll creep in and hit it on the bumhole. See how we go. And because it's going to turn around and it's got a giant laser and like pincers the size of my car. So, you know, we don't want to get hit by those. If it can sneak up to it and give it a good whack first, well, that did alright. What I might want to do here is... see, it just took one snip and we're already at half health. So what I'll do is hit it in VATS a few times. We got a little bit of VATS defense. It's not as obnoxious as it was back in Fallout 3. And I think it is time for me to do a little bit of a stim pack and maybe something like, let's say, Implant GRX. Just so I can sidestep it. Yes. Too fast for you now, mate. That with rushing water as well makes this fight a cinch. And he gets exploded. The metal goes all bendy for some reason. And then a nice slow motion explosion with all the physics in slow motion. Look at that. Ah, Fallout New Vegas, you look okay sometimes. I mean, dated, obviously. But, alright. I think we can do better than that. You know, because one giant Robo Scorpion ain't enough, and two is too low, I've got 3 giant Rad Scorpions for me to fight. But I intend to make this a little bit easier on myself. If we go over here, we'll definitely do a Stealth Boy, some Rushing Water to increase our speed, and maybe a bit of Psycho. And what we'll do is quickly creep over to him and maybe Bunny Hop, because if you Bunny Hop while sneaking in Skyrim, you go so much faster. Doesn't appear to be the case here, but if I stop jumping, I'll slow down for a bit. So we'll keep creeping on these guys, and might want to get around the back just so it takes a while to keep going into caution and hidden. It's entering a state of inebriation here. And now we're in danger. Okay, the stealth plan did not work out. However, we've got Implant GRX. I've taken 4 there. She'll be right. And almost dead. Got wrecked just then, almost. But we can just keep on chopping and chopping and chopping. And Implant GRX lasts for bloody ever, too. So we'll get you out of the way. You're lining up for a shot. Almost got me. Not close enough, friend. And we'll keep running around the back of you. It's like a free slow time thing. But better. Like the slow time shout in Skyrim, except, you know, it doesn't slow you down at the same time. It's good stuff. Alright, he goes down. And see if we can't make the trifecta here. Now, I doubt how much damage I'd be getting if I were to hit a gigantic Robo-Scorpion with plating that heavy with a thing like this. Like, I don't think you'd do that much, but in the land of Fallout, anything is possible, I guess. Okay, that was a little bit silly, so you know what? We're going to keep the silly nonsense going on. Okay, keeping in the spirit of having things in 3s, I've spawned 3 Linnaeuses. One of them is like the one that they must use for the screenshot and the ending, and the other one was like the legit dude. So here's a nice duel. Here, it's cinematic. I set it up, but the problem is here that these guys are marked as essential, so I don't think I can actually kill him. Like he'll drop down for a moment, and they'll get straight back up, right? But did the Linnaeus? Where'd they go? They're cowards. They're not real Linnaeuses. They're just weird cosplayers. So I could pretty much do this all day. Not all day. I'll run out of Stimpack soon enough, but as you can tell, Linnaeus, he ain't got nothing on me. I just keep chopping at him. He gets knocked down. Death to profligates. Says the guy in paper mache armor. Get out of here. Get down. Get down. So that's gonna be how it's gonna go. We can one-on-one Linnaeus with this, and it's great. And he gets knocked out for a bit, but he's straight back up. So they must be using some crazy. Oh wait, you dead?
Another kill to my name.
No, they're not dead. They're just getting back up when they feel like it. Just go for a sweet nap. So I think that'll be about it for this thing. It's a shame that, I mean, I could like use console commands to make them non-essential, but I think you get the point of this thing. It appears that the blade of the east, and wow, he got launched. That's good. Maybe I could launch him into some lava or something. I'm gonna run away before they wake up. They'll never know it's me. I'm gonna hide in this brick wall. But yeah, there you go. There you have it. That's the blade of the West. A definite like must-have for an end game. And by the time you get this, when you're in Lonesome Road at a high level, you can definitely get this, and there won't be that much game left to stomp with it. But wait a minute, it's Blade of the East. No, it's Blade of the West. Sorry, I get those confused again. Because remember, Lennu says I am the East, so yeah, we're definitely using the West one here. That's the right one. I thought I recorded that for nothing. But yeah, pleasingly though, if you have the Blade of the East on your back, it clips through the ground. I think that's why they made the thing so short. It can clip through the ground if you're standing on terrain like this. And if you're using the standard bumper sword, that's also a little bit longer than usual, but it's got the little number plate on the side. You're all bright, mate, aren't you? Alright, that's enough for this one. When this Linnaeus dies, I'm gonna run off and let the NCR deal with this. They can deal with the immortal god of Mars or whatever the fuck he's dressed up as. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, guys.